Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rev.
Actually, let me try that again. Good morning, everyone. I am the Reverend William Levwood, affectionately known as Rev Lev. My pronouns are he and him. I'm the minister here at Accotink, Unitarian Universalist Church, and wow, do we have a production for you today. As we begin our service, if you're joining us in person, I invite you to silence your phone, and whether you're joining us in person or online, to center yourself for worship by taking a deep breath together. We open and welcome to the ancestral people of this land, acknowledging that our church, like all of Burke, rests on the unceded territory of the Manahoac tribe of the Great Sioux Nation. We seek healing and the realization of justice with the people of this land who live on in their descendants, the present-day members of the Monacan Indian Nation, the Patawomic Indian Tribe of Virginia, and the Piscataway Indian Nation. We honor the ancestors as we move toward healing so that all together shall one day know full justice.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Michelle Anderson. My pronouns are she and her. I'm your Director of Spiritual Development for Children and Youth. A reminder about our winter spiritual development for all cart. There are directions on the door and different bins for different needs. So check it out. It's open for all and it's on weaving all through winter. So if you didn't get a chance to pick up something on your way in, feel free to do so during our Greet Your Neighbor time. We also have 2 crafts on the theme of the service today that you could pick up during your Greet Your Neighbor time if you didn't already. But don't start those until we introduce them during the service. The weaving you could start right away if you'd like.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Christina Watts, and my pronouns are she and her, and I'm happy to be your worship associate today. This congregation is a welcoming and inclusive spiritual home where we inspire each other to live our values. Together we care in community, grow in spirit, and act for justice. Whether you're a longtime member or a newcomer or something in between, we're so delighted that you decided to join us today. Welcome. We encourage everyone to stay for our social hour immediately after the service.
Somewhere over the rainbow, birds fly over the rainbow, my little white can't If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't
I did say we had a special service for y'all today, didn't I? Our multi-generational services this year happen on the first Sundays of every month. And today we're beginning with the new Soul Matters theme of practicing resistance. This first Sunday introduces the theme. Next Sunday, and every second Sunday, is our monthly potluck after the service. And this month, our meal packing for food insecure children is also next Sunday after the service. And later that day, our hypothermia shelter for the unhoused begins and will continue each evening for the next week. I also want to tell you that Accotink's board meeting has changed from the first Wednesday evening of every month to the second Wednesday evening of each month. Members are always welcome to attend that meeting, and 10 minutes are reserved at the beginning for members to share whatever they want to share with the board. On January 18th, 2 Sundays from now, we'll have our first of 3 after-church discussions on countering polarization as part of our Defending Our Democracy initiative. It's a series, so each of the discussions will build on each other, but you don't need to attend them all. And there will be childcare on January 18th, so if you want to stay for that, childcare will be provided. Our monthly movie night this month, our monthly movie night is on Saturday, January 24th, and our Spiritual Development Committee for Children and Youth will be showing the Lego Movie. What time is that at? Do you remember? I think it's a little earlier in the day, like the afternoon. Anyway, so it's more like a movie afternoon this month. We also always want to share some good news. That's something you asked for as part of our Defending Our Democracy initiative, and I've got a lot to share with you today. This past year, 2025, anti-Trump forces collectively organized 3 of the 5 largest protests in American history. Last month, the Supreme Court ruled that Trump did not have the authority to send National Guard troops to Chicago with wording that would seem to apply to other cities. And the Federal Reserve quietly Trump-proofed itself by renewing appointments of regional presidents for another 5 years. And 4 Republicans joined House Democrats to give Hakeem Jeffries' discharge petition the 218 votes it's needed to force a vote on the Affordable Care Act extensions this month. Also, all across Australia, more than 20,000 people, the most in a decade, made an appointment and showed up to wait for hours to donate blood after the deadly attack on a Hanukkah celebration at Bondi Beach. And a global hunger monitor said Gaza is no longer in a fathom after access for humanitarian and commercial food deliveries improved following the fragile ceasefire agreement from October 10th. Which makes me also want to share that together you donated last month the 4th largest amount ever raised for one of Accotink's outreach collections, raising over $2,600 for the Monacan Indian Nation Food Bank. That's a lot of good news, isn't it? Yes. I invite you now to rise in body or in spirit as we recite words together that tell us about what we put at the center of Unitarian Universalism and how we work for justice and beloved community. Love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. As an expression of the value of justice, we work to be diverse, multicultural, beloved communities where all thrive. We covenant to dismantle racism and all forms of systemic oppression. We support the use of inclusive democratic processes to make decisions within our congregations, our association, and society at large. We are accountable to one another for doing the work of living our shared value of justice through the spiritual discipline of love. This story, our story this morning, begins at the end.
As stories sometimes do.
A stranger and a woman drink a strange green elixir.
They dance, and as Glinda tells us, one thing leads to another, as things often do.
Months later, a baby is born with green skin. Elphaba.
Green elixir, green skin.
The baby's father says, "Take her away." Other children make fun of her. Another child is born, a little sister. The father favors her.
Parents shouldn't have favorites.
But sometimes it's like Glinda said.
I know, one thing leads to another, as things often do.
The big sister, along with a talking bear, take care of the younger sister.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, but in this case, they're almost like servants.
Not good. Wicked, even.
The younger sister is sent away to a special elite school.
Elphaba isn't?
She isn't.
Well, what happens next?
Well, Elphaba is trying to protect her sister.
Elphaba gets upset, doesn't she?
She does. And all of a sudden, objects are flying up into the air.
Including her sister?
Including her sister.
I guess it's like Glinda says, one thing leads to another, as things often do.
Elphaba has magic powers that she doesn't know how to use.
Like Elsa?
Kind of like Elsa. But unlike Elsa, Elphaba is admitted to the school, where she'll learn about magic from the sorcery professor, Madame Morrible.
That sounds like horrible.
Oh no, she isn't horrible.
Or maybe it's a hint?
I don't think so.
I do.
Glinda and Elphaba
Who couldn't be more different.
are made roommates. Glinda is sugar and spice and everything nice.
She isn't really that nice.
Well, yeah, but she's pretty in pink and she's
Popular?
popular, actually, but yes. Elphaba, on the other hand, is, well, green.
Is that bad?
Well, she only wears black.
And that's bad?
Most importantly, Glinda does what others expect of her.
So she'll be popular, right?
Popular, but yes. And Elphaba, well,
Yes?
Elphaba doesn't.
Doesn't what?
Doesn't do what others expect. She follows her heart. She does what she feels is right.
Even when it isn't popular.
Popular, but yes. Doesn't sound like they'll like each other, does it?
Why do you say that?
I don't know. They're just so different from each other.
And differences are bad? I think differences can be good, too. Maybe they like each other. Or even love each other.
No, they don't. Actually, they loathe each other.
Loathing?
Loathing. Unadulterated loathing.
For your face!
For your voice!
Your clothing!
Let's just say it. I loathe it all.
Sounds intense.
It is. Then Glinda has a change of heart.
She does?
She does.
I think I've seen this before in a movie.
Musical.
Movie.
Musical.
Movie!
Musical.
Well, I think I've seen it before. Doesn't she give Alpha a makeover so that she too will be popular?
Popular. But yes, except she tricks Elphaba.
She does.
She does.
What does she do?
She gives her a witch's hat that's, well, hideous.
And Elphaba doesn't know that it's hideous?
And Elphaba doesn't know.
That's not good.
No, it isn't.
It's wicked, even.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I would,
At any rate, one thing leads to another.
as things often do. There's a prom, isn't there?
Well, a school dance.
And everyone laughs at Elphaba, doesn't they?
They do.
What does Elphaba do?
What can she do? She tries to make the best of it.
And only makes it worse.
Yeah, she does this dance.
All by herself.
Yep, and it's, well,
Unusually and exceedingly peculiar.
yes, and quite impossible to describe.
But it works out, doesn't it?
It does. Glinda joins the dance.
She dances with Elphaba.
She does.
And because she's popular,
Popular.
because she's popular, Elphaba becomes popular too.
Popular. But yes,
So one thing leads to another,
it does.
as things often do.
Yes.
And Elphaba is invited to the Emerald City
Yes.
to meet the wizard,
Yes.
the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
And she's a little nervous about going on her own, so she invites Glinda.
They're besties now. So yes.
But isn't there something about talking animals? Something bad?
Bad. They're losing their ability to speak. and disappearing.
Disappearing.
That's what's called a euphemism. They're being taken away, put in cages.
That's wicked.
Well, not everyone thinks so.
Well, I don't care what everyone thinks. That's wicked.
Who's doing this?
The wizard?
The wizard, yes.
The wonderful Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
Wicked.
There you go with that word again. It's really not that bad.
It is.
Well, Elphaba agrees with you. And she confronts the wizard.
The wizard?
Yes,
She confronts him? The wonderful Wizard of Oz?
she does.
And
He tricks her into casting a magic spell which makes the monkeys grow wings. Very painful.
wicked.
There you go with that word again.
Well, what happens next?
The wizard tries to capture her.
To put her in a cage?
Probably.
Wicked.
Actually, the wizard says Elphaba is wicked.
He does.
He does.
That doesn't make sense.
Doesn't seem right, does it?
No. And everyone believes him?
Yes.
Well, what does Elphaba do?
Well, Elphaba defies gravity.
She does what?
Defies gravity.
What does that mean?
Oh, it just means she enchants a broom and flies away.
Defying gravity.
Defying gravity. So I have to say, I really relate to Elphaba. I feel like when you see the movie, you either relate to Elphaba or Glinda. When I was younger, I refused to conform to societal expectations. I chose to do things differently, to like things that boys weren't supposed to like, to do things that boys weren't supposed to do, dancing, taking care of children. I even went to school dances where I danced in a way that some might say was unusually and exceedingly peculiar and quite impossible to describe, just like Elphaba. You might say I was defying gravity, the gravity of societal expectations. People looked at me, well, like I had green skin or something. For a long time, I was really alone, really lonely. Choices have consequences. In time, I found my people, found belonging, and lost it again, and found it again. That's defying gravity too, practicing. I also took risks people aren't supposed to take. I moved across the country from Virginia to California to a place I'd never even seen or been to try to fulfill a dream, to start a collaborative dance company outside of an urban center, to take the arts off the grid. Foolhardy or faithful or both. Defying gravity, trying to make a change for the better, against the odds. Choices, though, have consequences. When my car broke down, I had to hitchhike to work and to my dance rehearsals. I lived in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountains, a 300-foot increase in elevation in just a few miles, so it was too steep to bike up. And for months, I lived on ramen noodles and energy bars until I could afford to buy a new to me, used car. Choices have consequences. But it was one of the best times of my life. I was so happy. I hope you're happy. Choices have consequences. Now, when author Jason Reynolds gave the commencement speech at Lesley University, he shared that all commencement speeches, whether for graduation from elementary school or from middle school or high school or college, all boil down to one message. Get out there, spread your wings, change the world. Or in other words, defy gravity. And then in the commencement speech, he tells a story about his high school teacher, Mr. Williams, about how one day Mr. Williams shows up with a tropical fish in a plastic bag, and told the students, high school seniors, far past the age when students have class pets, that this fish was their class pet. He put the fish in a tank and had the students name it and feed it every day. They named it Confucius, by the way. He gave the students only one rule, that they could not, under any circumstances, touch the fish. If for any reason any student was caught touching the fish, they would be suspended for 2 days, no matter what. So one day, about a month after the fish came to the classroom, Mr. Williams walked over to the tank and with a net scooped the fish out of the tank and set it on the floor. I've been paraphrasing up till now, but now I'll quote Jason Reynolds. That rainbow fish flipped, and it flopped, and it flapped, gasping, inflating, deflating, dying in front of us. We gathered around to watch it, mortified, afraid, confused, until finally, 2 young ladies shuffled into the circle, scooped up the fish, and tossed it back into the tank. Defying gravity, literally. He goes on to describe how relieved all the students were until Mr. Williams told the 2 girls to pack their bags and head to the principal's office. I'll quote again. "The rules are the rules," Mr. Williams said, "and I made it very clear that under no circumstances are you to touch the fish, so unfortunately, you are both suspended." Now, all the students were outraged by this. But Jason Reynolds tells us that the young ladies burst into tears, and as they left the class and walked down the hall, Mr. Williams poked his head out the door. "Hey!" he called. "Pick up your heads. You have no reason to hang them because, in fact, you did the right thing. But sometimes doing the right thing has consequences." There's a scene kind of like this in the movie Wicked when the professor, Mr. Dillamond, tells the students that animals will no longer be permitted to teach at the school, and then men march in and grab him roughly by the horns and march him out, literally scapegoating him because Mr. Dillamond is a goat. All the students, just like the students in Mr. Williams' class, sat there in silence, afraid to act, afraid of the consequences of acting, of practicing resistance, of defying gravity. All the students except 2, just like in Mr. Williams' class. 2 students choose to do the right thing. 2 students who hear a voice calling their names, calling them to show up for justice and for freedom, calling them to defy gravity, calling them to practice resilience in the face of tyranny and cruelty, no matter the consequences.
Today, for our craftivity, you're invited to write on your witch's hat, and if you didn't pick up one, you can still pick up one in the back, on the other side of the wall there. You can, on your witch's hat, you can think about a time when you have stood up against injustice, or a time that you were making a commitment that you will stand up against injustice even in the face of consequences. Defying gravity, kind of like those 2 students did with the fish, and the students did in Wicked.
So if you can't find me, look to the western sky. As someone told me lately, everyone deserves the chance to fly. So if I'm flying solo, then at least I'm flying free. To those who ground me, take a message back from me. Tell
We return to our story with Elphaba hiding out in an enchanted forest. From her hideout in the forest, Elfie swoops in to thwart the wizard's plans.
Like Robin Hood, hiding out in Sherwood Forest.
Well, yes, kind of like Robin Hood, except without any merry men to help the cause.
But the people of Oz are grateful for her help.
Well, no, actually. The Ozians are convinced that she's a wicked witch. They're terrified of her.
What about the animals? Do they think she's wicked? Are they scared of her?
Well, no, of course not. But she's not able to convince them to resist the wizard either.
The wizard?
Yes.
The wonderful Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
Well, what are the animals doing?
They're fleeing Oz.
But there's no place like home.
That's what Elphaba tells them.
And
I don't know. I guess they're too scared to resist.
too scared.
Or maybe they just don't believe their resistance can be successful.
Is anyone helping Elphaba?
She tries to get her sister to help.
Well, how does that turn out? Let me guess. One thing leads to another, as things often do.
You could say that. Elphaba casts a spell so that her sister can fly.
Well, that's something good for once.
Well, that's what Elphaba thought too.
That's what Elphaba thought?
Well, now everyone's convinced her sister's a wicked witch.
So when they see her sister flying,
Yes,
they turn against her.
that's right.
So what does Elfie do?
Well, she goes to Glinda.
To Glinda?
She does. They're besties, remember? And Glinda's nice.
Is she, though? Is Glinda still popular?
Popular, actually. But yes. Oh, yes, very.
Swankified.
Surreptitiously.
Confusingly.
I would say it's scandalous.
You would?
I just did.
You did. Scandalous sounds bad.
So bad it's good, actually.
You're confusifying me again.
It's a hint.
It is?
Yes. Now, Glinda's on the wizard's good side.
And that's good?
Scandalous, just like I told you.
Oh, yes, you did. So bad, it's good.
That's what I'm getting at.
So Glinda helps Elphaba. Should I rejoicify?
Well, you know.
Ah, yes, I think I do. One thing leads to another, as things often do.
That's right. Glinda tells Elphaba to join forces with her and the wizard.
She does what?
You heard me.
I did. I know that doesn't work.
It does, actually.
It does.
Well, almost.
It was all just a sham, wasn't it? A trick?
A magic trick. He is the wizard, after all.
Ah, yes, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. He lies, doesn't he?
He does.
And Elphaba finds out.
She does.
And
Well, she does agree to join forces with the wizard.
she does.
She does. The wizard promises to free all the animals and welcome home the ones who've left.
But then?
Then she finds he's left a bunch of the animals trapped in a hidden room.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
Wicked, I would say.
This time, I must say, I agree with you.
Elphaba frees the animals, though, doesn't she?
She does.
Thrillifying. Then she leaves, doesn't she?
She does.
But everyone loves the wizard, don't they?
They do.
The wonderful Wizard of Oz. And they think she's the wicked one, don't they?
They do.
The Wicked Witch of the West. And then the house.
Yes.
The house. Dorothy's house. Lands on Elphaba's sister, the Wicked Witch of the East, doesn't it?
It does.
An accident.
Well, Madame Morrible, actually.
Madame Morrible?
Yes.
I knew it.
You did.
Horrible.
Horrendable, actually, but yes.
But how?
Turns out Madame Morrible's magic is manipulating the weather.
Did you say manipulating the wizard?
No. I said the weather.
Oh, you mean the tornado.
Yes.
The one that brings Dorothy to Oz?
Yes.
And her house?
Yes.
Which lands?
Yes.
On the Wicked Witch of the East? Elfie's sister.
Yes.
Horrible.
Horrendable. But yes,
Then what?
there's a fight.
A fight?
Yes, between Glinda and Elphaba.
But how?
Like this.
Then what?
Well, Glinda finds her magic.
Glinda doesn't have magic.
She does.
Well, what could Glinda's magic be?
Well, everyone loves her, of course.
You mean she's popular?
Popular. But, well, yes, I guess so, kind of. Also, Glinda wears black.
Glinda? She changed. Changed for the better?
Changed. For good.
And Elphaba, does she change too? Does Elphaba wear pink?
No. But she does realize that people need a villain to blame.
Like the wizard said.
Yes. So she pretends to melt away. And she goes away to the place beyond Oz.
That's horrible.
Horrendable. And no, it's not. It's scandalous, actually.
So bad, it's good.
Yes. Elphaba realizes that her way isn't working.
Elphaba? She changes? But is it a change for the better?
Honestly, I don't know. But it is a change for good.
One thing leads to another,
Yes?
as things often do.
Yes.
And Glinda?
Glinda sends the wizard away.
In his hot air balloon? And Madame Horrible?
Horrible. She's taken away by the flying monkeys. And Glinda invites all the animals back.
A change for the better.
A change for good.
Wicked.
So I told you earlier how I really related to Elphaba. And I still relate to Elphaba, but I'm not as radical anymore. I'm not as radical in refusing to conform to societal expectations, to defying gravity, as I was when I was younger. I guess I got tired of hitchhiking to my own dance rehearsals. But more importantly, just like Elphaba, I wasn't having enough impact as a dance maker. Glinda moves around in a bubble, a privileged bubble, but in a way, it's Elphaba who is really in a bubble, alone. And because she's alone, unable to change anything. The fish is flapping and flipping and gasping for air, but Elphaba's not even in the room. At some point, I decided I needed to be in the room. So here I am, Hineni. Here I am, dressed in a button-down shirt, wearing fancy shoes that I would never wear on a hike for fear of getting them muddied or scuffed up. I still feel more like Elphaba. I'm still more like Elphaba when I'm not here in this church building. But here I am, playing at being Glinda, because that's the thing. Glinda is in the room. She's actually able to scoop up those fish because she's in the room. We cannot go it alone. We are accountable to one another for doing the work of living our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. We cannot go it alone. That's the mistake Elphaba almost makes. I say almost because Elphaba, entirely by accident in the beginning, has her bestie, Glinda, by her side. Glinda, on the other hand, almost makes the mistake of trading integrity for power and influence. It's clear that she would have, save for one thing. She has her bestie, Elfie, by her side. Without Elphaba, without a voice of dissent, without difference, Glinda would just go along with the status quo, no matter how cruel or unjust. But the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz, that con man extraordinaire, isn't wrong when he says, I could tell them the truth until they're blue in the face. They would never stop believing in me. You know why? They don't want to. That's what Elphaba is doing, telling people the truth until she's blue in the face, even though it isn't making a bit of a difference, even though it isn't changing things for the better. That isn't practicing resistance. That's just feeling good about yourself, your purity, your supposed goodness that's really just self-righteousness dressed up in a funky outfit. Meanwhile, you're not even in the room. Meanwhile, you might just be making things worse. Because we cannot go it alone. We are accountable to one another. We are accountable to one another for doing the work of living our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. Through the spiritual discipline of love. The wizard con man that he is right when he says facts don't change people's minds. You know what does change people's minds and hearts? The spiritual discipline of love. That's what. Elphaba and Glinda, they practice different magics. And we need both of those kinds of magic. We need both of those kinds of magic to practice resistance. We need both of those kinds of magic to change the world for the better. And we need both of those kinds of magic to change ourselves for good. Elphaba, in the end, tells Glinda that the wizard is right. People need an enemy, someone to blame. But we're getting the wrong message if we think that's what Wicked is trying to teach us. Elphaba and Glinda are so different from each other, but they refuse to see each other as enemies, even as they make different choices about how to live their lives. And it's because they refuse to see each other as enemies. It's because they see each other as friends. It's because they love each other that they are able to change the world for the better and change each other for good.
Please rise now. You're already in prison.
Keep standing.
Keep standing. To join us in our closing words as we extinguish our chalice.
Okay, hold on. wait. I'll use the. Maybe that's.
I invite you now to join me in our community blessing with these words of David Bumbaugh, slightly adapted. This church is dedicated to the proposition that by celebrating our differences and embracing our diversity, we honor the unity that makes us one and binds us forever together in spite of time, death, and the space between the stars. We pause now in silent witness to that unity. Now that we've gathered together in this welcoming and inclusive spiritual home, let us go out into the world inspired to share our values. Thank you.